Bridges to Babylon is the 21st British and 23rd American studio album by British rock band The Rolling Stones, released by Virgin Records on September 29, 1997. It would prove to be the band's final studio album of the 1990s and their last full-length release of new songs until 2005's A Bigger Bang. The album was supported by the year-long worldwide Bridges to Babylon tour that met with much success. Background and recording: following the Voodoo Lounge tour, and strip projects of 1994-1995, the Stones afforded themselves a brief respite before Mick Jagger and Keith Richards began composing new songs together in the summer of 1996 with demos to follow at the end of the year. Although the band would use Don Was as a producer again, Jagger wanted to bring the Dust Brothers in to work with them, having been impressed with their work on Beck's Odelay. Richards wasn't keen on the idea and brought in Rob Fraboni for his solo material, such that the only tracks that would bear their influence were Anybody Seen My Baby, Saint of Me, and Might As Well Get Juiced. It was thus the first, and so far only, Stones album to feature sampling. Additional producers would also contribute, giving the project a more rounded feel. Bridges to Babylon was recorded during the spring into summer months of 1997 in Los Angeles in a matter of 4 months, one of their most concise periods of recording in years. As it was being mastered, the projected lead single Anybody Seen My Baby was found to resemble K.D. Lang's 1992 hit Constant Craving in its chorus, a discovery brought to Richards' attention by his daughter Angela. Seeking to avoid possible future legal entanglements, Lang and her co-writer Ben Mink were credited along with Jagger and Richards on the new song. Upon its release, it would reach number 22 in the UK and become a US radio rock hit. A total of 8 different musicians played bass on the sessions for the album: Jeff Zarlee, Jamie Mubarak, Blondie Chaplin, Don Was, Danny Saber, Darryl Jones Maynard Shelndigio cello, and Doug Wimmish. The Stones had a number of the album songs remixed in extended versions but have as yet not released any of them. For example, Out of Control / Papa was a Rolling Stone 10 minutes, 10 seconds, Might As Well Get Juiced also known as Keith's Revenge Mix 1054, Always Suffering also known as Sentimental Mix 927, Already Over Me also known as Ancient Remix 927. Release and reception: Bridges to Babylon, containing an unprecedented 3 solo vocals by Richards, was released to mixed reviews. It reached number 6 in the UK, number 2 in France and number 3 in the US, where it was certified platinum by the RIAA in November 1997. As of January 2010, Bridges to Babylon has sold 1.1 million copies in the US. Further singles Saint of Me and Out of Control were also minor hits. The Stones had become a touring phenomenon by this point. The Bridges to Babylon tour in 1997 consisted of 108 shows. In 2009, Bridges to Babylon was remastered and reissued by Universal Music. Track listing: all songs written and composed by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, except where noted. Other songs Personnel: The Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger lead and backing vocals, guitar, keyboards, harmonica, Keith Richards guitar, backing vocals, piano. Lead vocals on You Don't Have to Mean It, Thief in the Night, and How Can I Stop, Ronnie Wood guitar, slide guitar, pedal steel guitar, dobro, Charlie Watts drums. Backing vocals on Always Suffering. Additional personnel: Darryl Jones bass guitar, Michel Ndigio cello bass guitar, Danny Saber bass guitar, electric guitar, clavinet, keyboards, Jeff Zarlee bass guitar, Don Was piano, bass guitar, keyboards, Blondie Chaplin backing vocals, tambourine, piano, bass guitar, percussion, shaker, maracas, Pierre de Beauport Six string bass, piano, Jamie Mubarak keyboards, bass guitar, Doug Wimmish backing vocals, bass guitar, Waddy Wachtel electric and acoustic guitar, backing vocals, Matt Clifford piano, organ, Billy Preston organ, Benmont Tench organ, piano, keyboards, Darryl Leonard trumpet, Wayne Shorter saxophone, Joe Sublett saxophone, Biz Markie rapping, Bernard Fowler backing vocals, Jim Keltner percussion, shaker, Kenny Aronoff bucket. The cover art was designed by Jay Bryan. The album was mixed by Bob Clay Mountain. Charts and certifications. References